You have the ring. And I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Now let's see how well you handle it.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes. Aaron and I promised you this video about 3 months ago. It's going to be called, 5 Figures a Week? And we're going to talk about Aaron's obsession with action figures or toys. Are they dolls, Aaron?
They are action figures, damn it.
Obviously, here with me, not only is he a comic book writer, not only is he a comic book editor, not only is he a writer for Young Justice on HBO Max, but the man loves action figures. And in fact, I believe you may deal in action figures quite often.
I do. I pay for my hobby by dealing in my hobby. So.
Never get high off your own supply, Aaron.
Getting high on my own supply. Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. First of all, let me apologize for the lighting, as I often do. I'm very lazy about setting up 3-point lighting. You know, I've got like all the studio lights and things like that to make things look good, but I just choose not to because it's a lot of setup. So.
Well, I would apologize for my lighting. I don't have 3-point setup lighting, and you get what you get.
That's right. This is a no frills channel.
Absolutely. It's my living room in the background. I can't polish this up too much. Now, Aaron, we promised some to talk about some toys here. It sounds like you've got some winners for us. Now, there's an amazing X-Men Legends collection. I think the first set has already been out for Age of Apocalypse, and we've got the second set. It's relatively new on the market.
Yes, we do. I picked these. I pre-ordered these at mightypins.com. And they did not get their full order in, but I was like the first person to order, so I got my set. So if you want these, you can still go and get them on pre-sale there, and they should be in shortly and delivered to you if you decide that you like these. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool characters in this assortment. We've got Magneto, and Magneto comes with
those ponytails.
Yeah, he's got those Age of Apocalypse braids. He comes with an alternate unmasked head. And then he comes with a helmet that's empty. And when you look inside the helmet, it's obvious that it's the helmet that's on this head, just without the head inside. So they saved some money there. They didn't do a whole different helmet sculpt, because it's got like a little piece where it would plug in. But yeah, this is a really nice one. Been looking forward to Age of Apocalypse figures for a long time. One of my favorite X-Men storylines, probably behind Inferno and Dark Phoenix Saga and a few others. But I really liked when they did that. So this Magneto figure, it's got a lot of different articulation, as the Marvel Legends do, if you're familiar with them. So you can get them into a lot of nice poses. And then it's got a rigid plastic cape, which you can't really do anything with. Just sort of hangs there. But yeah, that's Magneto right there.
What's the size on that bad boy?
This is a 6-inch scale action figure. So
nice.
You figure it when the way that Marvel and Hasbro do it, each inch equates to about a foot of a character, so they kind of size characters accordingly. So when you get Wolverine, he's considered, he's about an inch shorter.
Now, Apocalypse already came out in the original set, so we're not going to see Apocalypse. It is what we got. We got Magneto. Any other good characters in this set?
Yeah, Apocalypse came out as a boxed character because he's larger, so he was individually boxed, but he came out around the same time as the first set, which had like Weapon X, Jean Grey, a lot of those characters. In this assortment, we got the character that kicked off the Age of Apocalypse by accidentally killing his own father instead of Magneto, which he intended to do in the past, which is Legion. It's the first time we've ever gotten a Legion figure in any kind of assortment. Even the old like Toy Biz stuff never touched this character. He's kind of a weird one to put out in action figure form. It's not one that moms are going to see on the shelf and go, "Hey, who's that guy with Street Fighter Guile hair?"
He's got the kid and play hair, man.
Yeah, he totally does. And then I never understood his hair in the comic book. I was always like, okay, it's just a weird design thing. But he's got the bare feet. So customizers are kind of excited about this one because I think they're going to make like a lot of Insane Asylum customs. With this guy. You could easily transform this into a Arkham Asylum Joker if you wanted to. If Joker was going sleepless.
So that's like you can use it to make new characters. Now, he's pretty basic there. He's got a little articulation in the midsection, but
yeah, he's got he's got double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, so you can really like get the hands up like that. He's got some extra hands and things like that for other effects. They're all really posable to a point. I think that the way that the Hasbro Legends, I like them better than when Toy Biz was doing them. There's a lot of people that are still like, man, Toy Biz was better. They had more articulation, but they had so much articulation that it started to affect the aesthetics of the figure and make them really knobby and ugly, especially the women. So I actually prefer the Hasbro just in form and function. I think that they're superior.
When you see a character like that, and you see that he's kind of a no frills action figure, are you always thinking, what else could I do with this character? Who could I turn him into?
Yeah, I'm a customizer, so I think about that all the time with every figure. Like, what else could this be if I get another one? And I'll show you an example of that. I'll skip out of Age of Apocalypse for a second and bounce over to an Iron Man line that came out just prior to this. The Build-A-Figure is Ursa Major. Now, as you can see, Ursa Major is missing an arm. And the reason is because I have not completed my second set. So I'm building Ursa Major out of my second set. Because the first set that I built, I customized a head, and I made Grizzly. You know, it's just the perfect way to get another character. So I do these with two friends of mine. You know, we do BigHitStudiosCustoms.com. You can follow us on Instagram. We make different action figure heads and accessories so that you can customize your figures into other characters. And so yeah, that's the Grizzly head that we offer. And you can see this piece just slides out, and there's his weird head without the mask. But that's the way that it has to be for this to fit over and to complete that character. So yeah, I'm always looking for ways.
I remember
to
I saw your Dakin that you made.
Yeah, I had that one. I put that one on the stream one time, didn't I?
Yeah.
That was a real easy swap. That was just I took a Logan suit body and modified the Dakin head to go on it, and then you just pop out that middle claw and you're good to go.
Nice.
So let's see. Next up from Age of Apocalypse, they finally gave us Rogue.
Oh, nice. We got the Cajun sensation.
You know, she's got, well, you know, we don't have Gambit yet. She's not Cajun, right? She's just Southern.
Oh, my bad.
You're combining her with Gambit there. But yeah, so she's got the double jointed knees. Now, where they do kind of cheap out on the women, I call it the articulation gap. Unfortunately, the female figures from Hasbro generally only get 70% of the articulation of the men. So she only gets single jointed.
It's the articulation gap.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it needs to stop. So the women typically only get the one joint in the elbows, and they don't get the bicep swivel that the men get. So they're missing 2 points of articulation. And then, of course, they get a much nicer, more aesthetically pleasing waist swivel. Yeah, nice. As opposed to the gappy kind of hunch forward. That's Rogue. And then, since we did Magneto, let me show you another version of Magneto. This is actually not Marvel Legends. This is the Mafix Magneto. And they released them about the same time. And he's very nice in his own right. These are a little bit higher end. These are from a Japanese company. He's got the cloth cape, and the cloth cape.
I like that cape much better.
Yeah, and it has a wire in it, so you can do stuff.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
kind of dope.
Yeah, so like if you want to, you can cobble the two pieces together. He's got some effects parts for his hands. He also comes with the helmet with the blacked out face, like the Magneto's typically drawn, where it's shadowed. The only problem with the Mafix figures for me is they are not quite 6-inch scale. They look pretty good, but they are just ever so slightly punier. So I don't know if you can really tell, but yeah, a little bit shorter and a little bit more slight in their build. So when you put them with the Hasbro figures, they look just a little bit off, but if you squint, they're not bad.
So you want to put them on different shelves or something?
Yeah, you can put them on different shelves. The problem with Mafix is that they don't make quite the same range of characters. So we'll get that Age of Apocalypse Magneto, and then like nobody else from the Age of Apocalypse for like a year, and then they'll offer you like one more character. You know, they don't do quite as many. Like I said, they are higher end. They're more expensive, so they don't do quite as many as Hasbro pumps out. It seems like Hasbro pumps out like 6 to 10 figures a month for their Marvel Legends line. Next up, Sabretooth.
Sabretooth, nice.
He's a big bulky boy.
Look at that moose knuckle. That's life size right there.
That's right, coming right at you.
Everything should be super.
So he comes with 2 pairs of heads and 2 pairs of ponytails, and the ponytails are not markedly different. So it's just one of those. Every now and then you'll get a character like they made an Ego figure for the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and he came with 2 different head sculpts, and people were like, "What's the difference?" The difference was like so negligible that people couldn't really tell. I think one
his
was
eyebrow was raised.
Yeah, I think one was supposed to be slightly angrier, you know. But it was like, but only to the point of like, here's ego, and then here's slightly annoyed ego, like minor inconvenience. So the Sabretooth's actually my favorite. He's really bulky. He gets the bicep swivel, but the big guys tend to also lose the double jointed elbow because their arms are so thick. So he does lose a little bit there, but he's got the ab crunch. You know, he's got the swivel, the knees. I actually showed this figure on Aaron Lopresti's live stream that I was on Sunday, and I tore the leg off while I was showing it. But like right at the knee.
Are they weak or something? Or are you just that strong?
No, they have pins that go in and hold the joints together. And for whatever reason, his pin wasn't pushed all the way through. So when I moved his leg, I pulled it off. But it was a really
like a rifle.
Yeah. And so I was really, I got to, I had to get out a screwdriver and like take the pin out, put the leg back on, and then put the pin in and then push it in with the screwdriver and lock it back into place. But it was a really easy fix. He came out pretty nice. Now in the first series, there's the Wild Child figure that goes with him on the little chain. So you can, kind of perch Wild Child.
Miniature version.
Yeah, and still a full articulated figure though that they gave us, as opposed to the original '90s toy from Toy Biz. You got Sabretooth, and you had like a little molded plastic Wild Child that didn't move. It was kind of ugly and squat, and just kind of sat there. This is another nice one from this series, Iceman, and they really did him justice. It's kind of hard to tell because of the translucent blue, and in the original concept art for the figure, he didn't look that good, but I feel like they really nailed him in sculpt form. So he came out really nice. And he's got like the big clawed hands, but then he also comes with fists that you can switch out that are more scaled. Just like
does he get the ice slide? You know what I mean? So
no ice slide. No Iceman in the modern era has ever really come with an ice slide. There is a retro version that comes with a very tiny little ice slide that's more like from the X-Men game where he kind of like does his little dash and then shoots a little bit of ice at you. But that's as close as we've gotten. So, might have to make a third-party ice slide for all of your Iceman needs.
Yeah, you could do that, couldn't you?
Yeah, we can easily model that up and offer that. Cast it in translucent, and then you can just hit it with a little bit of white spray paint. It's like a light misting of it, and make it match his paint job. So that'd be pretty cool. Right now, I have him on a little. There's a Kylo Ren figure that came with like a icy snow base from the first Force Awakens movie, and I found that pretty cheap, loose, and basically threw the Kylo Ren in the fodder box to maybe make a Sith at some point, and just kept a little.
You do that to Kylo?
Yeah, man, Kylo sucks. I mean, no offense to the actor who did his best to carry that franchise, Atlas-like on his back, but yeah, not a character that I enjoy.
Do you mean to offend the Raylos? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely mean to offend the Raylos. Come at me. I don't care. We get Shadowcat this time around. Kitty Pryde from the Age of Apocalypse.
Beautiful.
They did a really nice job on. Let me see.
I was going to say, good job on the boobs.
They did. They don't. They don't do quite what they used to. Like, there's a black cat figure from a few years back that is just busting out of her outfit. And I remember when I found it, I was at Target. I took it up and I put it on the conveyor, and the checkout lady picks it up and she looks at it and she goes, this is a child's toy? Because she's just busting out of her like top, and she's got a whip. So it was like, yeah, I can see your point. I don't think it is. But Kitty comes with alternate hands, and then you can slide her bracers off, and she's got the ones with the claws that stick out. So
nice.
Yeah, they don't do enough Shadowcats. We're finally getting the Shadowcat that I want in this Excalibur 3-pack with Megan, Captain Britain, and Kitty in her traditional like blue outfit that I think is probably the best design she's ever had. But her head's not quite right. She doesn't have the curly kind of Alan Davis. Like her hair's straight, and it's like
you're gonna have to switch the head out with something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a custom head for Kitty Pryde so that she kind of reflects that curly, Jewish hair that that she always was drawn with in the early X-Men books, and then especially in Excalibur, Alan Davis really just gave her that body.
Nice.
All right, next we've got good old Cyclops.
Man, this is actually the worst Cyclops ever.
This is my least favorite figure of the assortment.
Definitely.
He's fine. Like he's a representation of the character, but on the packaging, his hair is like blowing in the wind and he's screaming and it looks, it's just so much more dramatic. And then, the head that you actually get, you don't even get an alternate head with him. You just get like kind of this bland head
It's
sculpt.
like emo Cyclops. No,
yeah, with a very boring expression. So probably doing a custom head for him too. Actually, as much as I like the Sabretooth, probably going to make a custom head for him because this is more Exile's Sabretooth. And I want one that really looks like Joe Madera's Sabretooth with the, the slick back hair that comes to the ponytail. This one's a little too much body. Been using a little too much Prel.
All right, I'm gonna ask you some inside baseball here. When you go and you alter the figurines, obviously these action figures are worth money as they are. Does that increase the value? Does it decrease the value? Are you taking a risk as a collector in adjusting and altering the action figures for future sales?
Well, I always keep one as is. So I always keep one production. I mean, I take everything out. So, some people would say that hurts the value right there. But the fact of the matter is the loose figure market is almost as good. You don't really lose that much from the sealed market. As long as the figure's in good condition, people still want it. And there's more loose collectors than there are carded collectors at this point. I think maybe just
people want them on their shelf. They want to display their trophies.
Yeah, they want to have them up there. They want to pose them. They want to play with them a little bit. If you buy the entire
Raphael
Age of Apocalypse, yeah, exactly. If you buy the entire set of X-Men figures, you get the pieces to build Age of Apocalypse Colossus. And this is like one of the nicer Build-A-Figures they've made. He's got so many additional parts, just so detailed and just really posable. He gets the bicep swivel. He actually gets double-jointed elbows, even though he's a big guy. I don't know why he gets it and Sabretooth doesn't. It probably has a lot to do with cost.
This is the most impressive figure, and that's not that one. You don't even get unless you buy the whole set.
You got to buy the whole set, and each one comes with a piece, and then you put them together. And look at those boots.
So if you bought 3 of them, you would only have like a leg and maybe some abdomen.
Yeah, a leg, a torso, and maybe like the head, just depending on which parts you got, which figures you picked up. So
what do you do with that?
Well, if you're a customizer, and it's a part that you can use,
it's pieces, I guess.
Yeah, you figure out.
Make a Terminator.
You give a big metal arm to a Skrull and say that he's a super Skrull that has Colossus and somebody else's powers. I actually built a movie Thanos, and I want to repaint it, and I put the Hulk arms from Gladiator Hulk on them. It's these big green arms with this armor on them, and I'm making a custom Skrull head with a Thor helmet to make like that Thunder God Skrull that. We got from Secret Invasion when all the Skrulls were super. I didn't realize it.
What's the whole set? The whole set's like 6 figures, and then you get 6 pieces to build that one.
Yeah, so it's Cyclops, Shadowcat, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 5? Am I missing somebody? No, it's 6. Yeah, so 6 figures, and then each one comes with a piece that completes Colossus.
Now, people can still get these. If Doc sees this and he gets a mat on, which I can't imagine he wouldn't, since he's such an insane fan of a Age of Apocalypse, you can still go to the website. Like, what is that set run you? Is it like $20?
Yeah, the figures are about $22 a piece to $25.
I meant total.
Oh, total, you're going to pay probably about $150 for the set.
Huh. Now, I'm not a collector. I mean, this is obviously your world. Is that a good price for those collectibles?
It's pretty much the industry standard right now as far as plastic and articulation. Yeah, you're looking at $20 to $30 for a nice action figure. If you're buying NECA, they do their Ultimates figures. They're a smaller company. They're not as large as Hasbro. Obviously, you're going to pay a little bit more for their stuff. But for the the mainline X-Men stuff, the mainline Marvel Legends, you're looking at $20 to $25 a piece.
And you recommend these as a toy collector? You say the Hasbro Marvel Legends line is worth getting in there?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, if you're a Marvel fan, this is where most of the comic collectors have headed as they've left comics. They've gone over to the toys. So Disney's still getting money from them somewhere, but they've abandoned the comics and they've gone to the toys because this represents something that they like, and it doesn't have some writers propagandist politics attached to it. It is what it is. It's whatever you want it to be. You put it on your shelf, and you can enjoy the character that you like without somebody ruining it for you.
So are you going to turn an extra one of those into a Terminator or something? What are you going to turn that into?
No, I don't really have any idea of what I could turn this guy into. I haven't really thought about it too much. I did look at these boots and think, man, those would be cool to do for like Cable. You could do like a nice Cable custom and have those boots on him. But other than that, I haven't given it too much thought. He's a pretty specific character, and a lot of people were like, oh man, it'd be cool to make Outback Colossus without the shirt, because all this stuff comes off and then he would be bare-chested. But this sculpt is different than that version of Colossus. This one has a lot more vertical lines, and Colossus in the 616 typically just has the horizontal. And in the Outback era, that's exactly how he looked. And he's got horizontal here, but for some reason on the chest, is it Chris Bacalo? Is that how it's pronounced? I've never known how to pronounce his name. Yeah, Bacalo. Chris Bacalo gave him the vertical lines as well in the comic series. So they made sure to be
specific to that story.
Yep.
That era. Yeah. So we got anything besides these X-Men Legends?
Oh yeah, we got some other stuff here. Let's see, we've got a movie legend for you.
Oh, we got Happy.
Yeah, you got Happy Hogan. He comes in a 2-pack with a gold set of Iron Man armor that I don't think was in the film. I think they just basically repainted, an existing Iron Man figure. But
can you turn him into that dude from Swingers, or is he too young in that movie?
He's. I mean, you could, but he was. John Favreau was pretty buff in Slingers, and as Happy, not quite so much.
He's like 25 in that movie.
Yeah,
he's a lot different person now.
Get him and Vince Vaughn and do a Slingers thing. But I'm actually happy that they made this figure, not just because you get John Favreau as Happy Hogan, for your movie collection, but also because it's the first kind of fat guy they've done in a suit, big burly suit. So what I'm hoping is that Hasbro is going to reuse this body. Make this all in white and do the Revenge of the Sinister 6 era Dr. Octopus. Because you could very easily just make a coat with the holes in the back, plug the arms in, and that'd be pretty nice. I've wanted that Doc Ock. That and the animated series Doc Ock are probably the two that I've wanted for the longest time that we have yet to get.
Nice.
Favreau. And then you as a G.I. Joe fan from the ultra forgettable and out of theaters in like a week cinematic.
You got Snake Eyes?
Yeah, we've got Snake Eyes here.
Why has he got a mask on? You take that mask off.
Well, he does come with a Henry Golding head, but let me tell you, that is not Snake Eyes. So this figure, like the figure of Snake Eyes, is a good enough Snake Eyes himself. He's got some knives. He comes with a sword and a scabbard that goes on his back. It's actually a really nice figure. So if you missed the previous release for G.I. Joe Classified, this is a nice substitute. And you get a bonus head of some guy.
Some other dude.
So the Henry Golding, of course, not my Snake Eyes, will never be my Snake Eyes. But with a little Q-tip and some nail polish remover, I took off most of his beard and turned it into, along with this custom mask, I have made. And this is a Mezco. It was originally a Gomez figure, but I have made Hogan from Kitty Pryde and Wolverine. So everything
at least
can
you
be
got something out of it. You used the head for something,
right? Everything can be recycled. So it's like I've wanted a no-gun figure, and now I have one. And then
can people buy these things from you when you say you're on Instagram? Are you just showing off, or are you peddling wares there? You saying, "Hey, I can make this for you guys."
We sell custom cast heads so that you can paint yourself and make your own custom figures. So that's if you look up Big Head Studios Customs on Instagram, we've got stuff posted there, and you can hit us up and buy some of this for your own collection.
You could make my head and put it on, like, I don't know, The Rock's body, of a wrestling figure.
We could, but the modeling's expensive. You want to pay for the modeling. I mean, unless there's a big, I'd have to be able to monetize it. So we'd have to get.
We're friends, Sparrow.
I'll tell you what, if we can get a good 20 or 30 of your viewers to buy a custom West head, that'll make it worth the modeling. So
I probably should have a T-shirt first, but
everybody shout out in the chat if you need a West from Thinking Critical action figure. People ask that all the time. They're like, "Well, could you make me?" And I'm like, "I mean, we could, but is anyone going to buy you? Or are you going to?"
No, of course not. Me, maybe.
I can't imagine. I've never really cared about having an action figure of myself. Like, what am I going to contribute
Aaron Sparrow Jedi?
What am I going to contribute to Spider-Man's adventures? First of all, I wear glasses, so no Jedi wears glasses. And if I take my glasses off, I'm just some boring bearded bald guy. That could be anybody.
I saw you in a music video. You didn't have glasses on.
Yeah, I had some other types of glasses that didn't work, but I still had.
Oh yeah, because you were like the dude at the store.
Yeah, I was a dandy, pretty much.
Yeah, you are a dandy.
Who thought a lot of myself, so. Somebody who was playing the role of cowboy without actually being a cowboy. And then I showed this off on Aaron Lepresti's channel too. I'm not quite done with it. The 3D head sculpt is done, and the paint job on the head sculpt is done, but I still got to do a lot of work on the body. But I used to be a big Ultraverse fan, so we made Lord Pumpkin. And we're actually going to be...
Oh, yes. That was the gangster pumpkin from Sludge.
Yeah. So, and we're actually going to be making a sludge head as well for people to customize. There's a big monster venom or a toxin.
So
figure.
That's a Joker body?
Yeah, this is a McFarlane Joker body. And then the head's just sort of resting on there right now. The head actually has is 3 parts. There's the energy effect, and then there's a green piece that slides up inside to give you that kind of like glowing effect. And what I want to do is I want to actually run a light up inside of it so that he'll light up and look pretty cool. So he's a work in progress right now.
So you're making that for Lepresti. That's nice.
Yeah. Making one for me too. That's always the problem. People are like, "Oh, do you sell your custom figures?" And I'm like, "I've thought about it, but the problem is that once I finish making one, I'm like, well, this is too nice to
emotionally attached to it."
Yeah.
It's like my baby.
That's right. I need this in my collection. What are you talking about?
So how many shelves do you have with your collection?
Actually, right now, I don't have any. I moved to a few years back. I had to move in a hurry. I was living in a condo, and my landlord had like a family emergency, and she had to move her family into the condo, so I had to get out really quickly. And so I just jumped at the first apartment that I could find, and it's relatively cheap, and I like it, but it's very small, and I don't like clutter. So I had to box up a lot of my stuff, and I had to put it into storage. So that's where most of my stuff is.
So when you make one of your custom babies, you got to wrap them up in bubble wrap and put them into storage?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's a sad thing, but at some point, one of the things that I want to do is I want to get a bigger place, set up a studio, so it's not just me sitting on the couch with the blank wall behind me when I talk to you. I know
exactly how you feel.
A legit YouTube studio, would be nice.
I'm tired of everyone seeing my couch.
But people
stay on the wall here.
whatever your kids are drawn in crayon.
Actually, he peeled the paint off the wall.
Boys will do that.
I got another. Yes, it happens.
It's a good thing you don't have wallpaper. Just a little bit's like pulling up, and kids will just like walk up.
He would just rip it to shreds. So, I want to say thank you very much, Aaron, talking about some toys. Obviously, we covered a lot of the X-Men Legends line from Hasbro for the Age of Apocalypse. We got Lord Pumpkin in there. We got some who else we get in there? We got some Snake Eyes. We got a customized version of the head. Make another character. So, all very cool stuff. We're gonna do this more if people like it.
Yeah, if people like it, we'll do. Like I said, five figures a week. I think is a good marketable name. And we'll come on. We'll show at least 5 figures a week, if not more.
Absolutely. And if you have a specific figure, like, hey, I've never seen this before, throw it in the comments section. There's a chance that Aaron's actually already built it. Maybe
That's
you can
probably
show it
true.
off on the channel. So, I really do appreciate this.
One that I already have.
Yep. Do appreciate it. And if you're looking for Age of Apocalypse, now's the time. Those sets don't last forever.
No, they don't. And the thing that we're seeing with action figures, much like comic book back issues, is that they are shooting up in price on the aftermarket pretty quickly and pretty substantially. So, things that just came out like 2 years ago, like if you want just a basic Sabretooth from like 2 years ago or a basic Psylocke, you're looking at paying $80 to $100 right now. So, grab them while you can while they're like $22.99.
Are they slabbing action figures yet?
Yeah, there's a couple places that do it. Back when I worked at Toy Rocket, like Brian's Toys, I don't know if they're still around, but they had a service that they were doing, but it was pretty shady. Like they basically told us that, hey, if you use our service, just tell us what grade you want, and we'll take care of you. And it was like, oh, okay, no, thank you.
All right, Aaron, I do want to say thank you, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Have a good one.